Hello?
Okay, that works.
All right. Awesome. All right. So let's get started.
I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So I haven't been able to be in an actual meeting yet. So we basically just go through the lists, right? Or through the
Um,
problems.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So what did you write down for number 1 with comparing and contrasting sex-limited, sex-influenced, and sex-linked inheritance?
So, for sex limited, I basically put the trait is controlled by two alleles that display a dominant recessive relationship. And then sex influence, I put a certain allele is dominant in one sex while recessive in the other. So I think is sex influence, is that heterozygous? Then?
It can be. So like if you're dealing with baldness was one of the examples, a large B would be dominant in male but recessive in female. So if you do have a heterozygous gene that's big B, small b, in a male, it would be dominant for bald, whereas in a female, the non-bald trait would be dominant.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So it just depends on the sex of which one is dominant.
Okay. And then for sex link, I just put, I don't know that one. I didn't know how to explain that one.
So for that one, I just said it's on the X and Y chromosome as the best one I could have.
Can you explain
Um,
it to me?
yeah, so basically you have autosomal and sex linked. And so if it's autosomal, it's on one of the other 22 chromosomes. Whereas if it's sex linked, it's on the X or Y chromosome. That's really all the definition is.
Okay, that makes
Uh,
sense.
and then for sex limited, mine sounded a little bit different than yours. I said sex limited is when a phenotype is only seen in one sex or observed in one sex. And they gave the example of the larger comb and longer tail feathers in male chickens versus female chickens.
Yeah,
So I don't know
that's
how
what
much
I
that
said. I
difference
just
is in
kind of
yours.
said it by talking about the alleles instead of the
Okay.
phenotype.
Okay.
But that's what I was getting at.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. For number 2,
She
let's
said
see.
that the whole class got this one wrong. Did you get her email?
Yeah, I didn't look at it super carefully though. I probably should have. Let me see. Oh, I don't. Did she have the answers in her email? Because I haven't looked at the key yet. Let me pull that up.
She said because everyone got it wrong was because H is dominant in males but recessive in females, like capital H. And then lowercase is recessive in males but dominant in females.
Right.
So
And that has to do with sex influence from the first part.
yeah.
Open it.
So she said two capital H's is horned males and horned females. But capital H, like heterozygous, is horned males and polled females. And then recessive is polled males and polled females. Is that what you thought?
Right. I think so. So for the first, so let's see.
So for
So the first part just says pattern. So we already kind of mentioned that it would be sex linked.
oh, I put sex into it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I put too. I just can't read my own.
Okay.
Yeah, I just misread it. Yeah, sex influence.
Okay.
And so then what is the genotype of the progeny horned ewe?
I put homozygous dominant.
And that's what I put as well. So does that match with what she put in her email? So for horned female, it has to be homozygous dominant according to her email, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then for the next, sorry, I'm like keep flipping between screens, getting lost. The genotype of the old ewe, I said they both had to be heterozygous.
Me too.
Okay. And then what is
The
the
last one
genotype?
I put dominant.
So I said it's more likely to be dominant, but it also could be heterozygous.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because basically a homozygous would give you better odds. It would give you a 50-50 chance instead of a 25-75 chance, but
Okay.
it could be either.
3 I didn't have a problem with. Unless you want to go over.
No, I just got an 8 for all of them. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. For
4 I do want to go over. Because I don't know if I did it right.
okay. So what's the question? How many distinguished X-links in here? I don't even remember what I did here. So predict the genotype and phenotypes of the F1 offspring, and then predict for the F2. So for the F1 generation, I have all wild type.
Okay, that's what I put too.
And then for the F2 generation, I have half the males are wild type and half the males are mutant. And half the females are wild type. Or all the females are wild type, but one is homozygous and one is heterozygous.
That's what I put too. Maybe I'm just not understanding like X-linked inheritance.
So I think it's basically just saying that it's on the X gene. And so like the first cross, the male is X little d for the mutant Y, and the female is X big D, X big D.
So when it's talking about X and Y, it's basically just talking about male or female, right? Because 2 X's is a female and Y is X and Y is a male, right?
Right.
So if it's Y-linked inheritance, that means they got it from the dad?
Yeah, it can only be passed down father to son.
Okay.
Right.
But can't, because males have X and Y, can't they pass
Males
it?
can still get X-linked genes.
Okay.
And
So
they're
like
more actually
a mom can pass down genes to all kids and a dad can only pass genes down to the son?
they can still pass X-linked genes, but if it's a Y-linked gene, they can only pass it father to son.
Okay, that makes sense. It makes better sense when I say it out loud. So that's why I was confused.
Yeah. Oh, and then doesn't it ask about, so yeah, the next part of it asks if it was Y-linked. right?
Oh,
And
it
so
is?
basically, well, it says, how can you distinguish the X-linked from the Y-linked at the bottom?
Um, because females can't inherit.
Right. So basically, it would never show up on the female side.
Okay. Why do they call it the mutant allele? Is that just the problem, or is that what it's called in general?
It's basically just the one that mutated, so it's the one that changed. It
Okay.
was a mutation that caused it. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
So 5.
Yes. So the number of bar bodies. I had 0 for A,
Same. I got 0 for the
and
second one too.
yeah, I did too. And then I had 2 for the last two.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. I'm gonna have to review all of the abbreviations before I take the quiz because I always get them confused of what does what. I have to look back at the notes every time.
Me too. Do you know them? Do you want me to quiz you?
Um, I I can just review them, but I think I have them pretty well. They count the number of Zix, Xi, right, and XIS and that binds, and
Yeah.
then T6 is the one that forms the double-stranded RNA for destruction. Is
Yeah.
that right? Yeah.
I don't have my notes in front of me, but from what I remember. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, number 6. So I had a ratio normal to dwarf sized bodies.
So 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I got
Is that what you
100
had?
normal for the second one.
Awesome. And for the third one, I had all the males are bald and none of the females are bald.
Yeah.
You get that one?
Yeah.
And then D, what did you get? Or sorry, the fourth one.
The males I got 50-50, and the females I got 100% not bald.
That's what I got. Awesome.
So
All
where
right.
where did she go over the like abbreviation?
It was in her notes towards the end. There's a couple, well, that's not her notes. A couple sections.
Okay, I couldn't remember if I saw it like on the PowerPoint or.
It was on both. I had to kind of flip back and forth to understand it because some of the PowerPoint's a lot simpler, so I was able to get certain things from there, but the more in-depth stuff, I had to look at the notes.
In her
But
notes, right?
yeah, she has, it's right towards the end on page 9 and goes on to number 10 of her notes. Page 10 of her notes.
Oh, I see it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you gonna post the link then on either?
Yeah, I'll post the link. So basically, we just have to copy the URL, right?
Yeah.
And paste it on there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Should we tell her about Jamaica?
Yeah, I'll send her an email because she did say that we were the smallest group, and
Yeah,
so
because
to let
she
her
was gonna
know.
put us with other people just so we could get more insight. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I can email her real quick about that and let her know that we never did hear from. I'm not
Okay.
sure how to say it. Chanika
Yeah,
was my
that's
best guess at how to say it.
yeah, that's how I said it too.
Okay.
Okay. But if we
Yeah,
don't, next week, do you want to meet like sooner than Friday? Like before Wednesday, maybe?
on Wednesday. Or
Yeah.
when did you say?
Yeah, Wednesday works.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Wednesday, I just have 2 classes in the morning, and then I'm free all day. So,
Okay. Yeah, just text me at a time that works for you.
okay, will do.
Bye.
All right, bye.